Greeting interwebs! This is Jackie K, and welcome to another edition of Pokemon Colosseum. Today we are going into the Pyrite building, and to help us go along for that, I've got a guest to take us through the process and make the whole long hallway a bit less intimidating.
Good morning, everybody. This is Midnight and Beyond.
And before we get started, and while I'm arranging my team, Midnight, how would you describe your experiences with Pokemon?
Pokemon's always been like a huge part of my life in gaming and just in life in general. It's still like is to this day. It's always been like one of my favorite gaming series and everything. I can't exactly remember what my first game was. It was either Fire Red or Pokemon XD, the sequel to this game. And I just have so many fond memories of it, and it's always just been a huge impact on everything that I've done, and I really do enjoy it still to this day.
And if I recall, your current project on your channel is in relation to Phoenix, right?
Yep.
Alright, I believe that covers everything. So I suppose when we could cut back to when Wes decides to start moving, or that could be now. The big thing I want to actually do this in post-commentary is a lot of things in Colosseum and XD before are pretty battle-intensive, so it often involves a lot of battling, and it can get kind of dull. I kind of got an idea from other LPers I watch of, like taking the quote-unquote dungeons of the area and going through them with a co-commentator. So that should make the experience a bit more enjoyable.
Yeah, it's like, I guess the reason that there's so many battles in the first place is because there's no wild Pokemon in these quote-unquote dungeons, so I guess they had to fill in the dungeon time in there somehow.
Yeah, I completely get it. It's just like, for some reason, Pyrite takes the longest to get into. The Pyrite building feels the longest for a simple building, but then I remember Pyrite Cave. And that's gonna be a whole nother issue, because Pyrite Cave was just... it's an experience I don't want to go through again.
Yeah, I remember getting like stuck in there for a long time, especially since the trainers reset in there a lot of times.
Yeah, well actually, battle-wise, I'm pretty sure the only trainers that reset is this lady that we're fighting right now who goes and guards the elevator. No idea why, but I'm pretty sure she's the only one that does.
She just really doesn't want you to ride that elevator.
Yeah. And it's kind of... can't remember exactly. There's something that came up in this fight that I found interesting, but I can't recall what. I do know a lot of times in these battles, the AI really shines in its special way. But that's the end of that particular one. So I guess no matter what, rain, sleet, shine, or puppy hail, there will be no people going on this particular elevator. Best that came up on the spot.
I don't know.
And I find it a little... Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, like, I don't know, down with elevators, up with escalators or something like that, but whatever, go on with what you were saying.
I find it kind of jerkish that they make you go through this guy before you can get to the PC. It's right there, and you've had a battle like the viewers will see in the previous episode. You have to go through that battle and then this battle before you have access to the PC, which is why I started the episode in the Colosseum. Because not only can you only heal, the PCs are the only places you can save. So I didn't really have a way to actually save inside the building. I find it a little bit annoying.
Yeah, it was always annoying for me that since I played XD first, I was always used to being able to save anywhere, but then in this game where you can only save at a PC, it's really just a bother to me sometimes.
Yeah, I think it feels the same way. I did play Colosseum first, but I definitely played XD a lot more. So coming back to this for like the practice run, a lot of the things that were improved from Colosseum show their ugly face, you could say.
Yeah.
And that's the end of that particular battle.
You see me rolling and failing. Okay. Because he's a roller boy. Get it? Maybe? Maybe? Huh? Huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe he'll get it when he calls.
Okay.
Oh, I'm looking for a tough Pokemon or something. I get the feeling I'll probably never remember you again after this particular battle.
But he's the most important character in the game, don't you remember? He ends up being like the boss of the game, the final boss, and then like he turns into Vegeta, and then stuff happens. I don't know.
It's kind of... I don't know if I ever talked about in XD, but Carvania was, more specifically, its evolution Sharpedo's, like one Pokemon that I always would use when playing XD. The only reason I didn't do it in my original playthrough was because I went with Vaporeon as my starter. And yeah, it's like the only game I ever used Carvia or Sharpedo.
Yeah, I always liked Carvana. I usually use it in Pokemon Emerald, usually on my team. I use it in there, or sometimes I use Wailord in there, but it's a good Pokemon. Honestly, I'm not really sure which one I would prefer.
Yeah. Sad to have to send Yama back out. I mean, I guess Yama gets a lot of screen time in these upcoming battles because it's technically not going to be a final member of my team, but I really like Yama, and if I wasn't using so many underrated Pokemon, or at least planning on using it, I'd probably use Pokemon like Yama though. It'd be very hard to actually use it in a full playthrough, even harder than Misdreavus.
Yeah, I always seem to have trouble picking a sixth party member for this team, specifically in Colosseum. I don't know why, but like I've had like a Piloswine on my team in here and stuff like that, and it's just like it never really works out for me with whatever I'm gonna use.
Yeah, I'm thinking of doing a blend between Pokemon that I fondly remember from this game and new Pokemon that I never really tried out before. Like, I'm not gonna give anything away, but my final party member is gonna have a bit of a backstory to why I chose it and why I pretty much chose it in every playthrough of Pokemon Colosseum.
You mean Garchomp?
Maybe. Oh my gosh, 4th gens in my 3rd generations. Get the heck out. This guy is kind of interesting. I don't know, just like the way he detects that you're abnormal and how he justifies you were abnormal later on is a little bit interesting. But other than that, I don't recall anything too special about this fight.
He's got a flying Remoraid. How could you not be special?
Wow, he was apparently very unspecial. I didn't even want to show that one.
Yeah, it's not as good as a flying Steelix.
The Pokemon are friendly. That's how he knew that we were good guys and therefore intruders.
That makes sense.
And I believe there's an item up here, but first we have to go through this guy.
Loba.
Who I immediately proceeded to cut out because it was boring. Totally not because I had frame drop issues around this particular point.
No, we have high quality video here at JacketCon Incorporated Land.
Yeah, it's a battle I was considering cutting out either way. Yeah, I think I'm getting around the point of, do I walk all the way back down to heal, or do I keep trooping on? It's kind of clear that it's eventually going to get that point. Apparently, I decided to go with the prior. Not that bad, considering that every step you take will help with the purification process. And the way I tend to play Colosseum, I tend to try to purify as many Pokemon as possible.
Yeah.
That just gives me the opportunity to use a variety in battles. Like, a lot of the Pokemon out here aren't necessarily in a team, even though we got 3 party members that I'm considering to use even after purification. Yet, I don't recall any beyond one of them are currently in the party right now. That's just the way I play.
Yeah, like usually the smart thing to do with this specific game and XD as well is to have like a rotating team, not like really just have a set 6 team just because you want to be able to purify all of them, but if you're not really purifying any of them, then I guess it's fine to have just 6. But usually you want to be rotating them out, but I don't know. Usually in XD I rotate, and in Colosseum for some reason I just have a team of 6. I don't really know my reasoning behind that, but whatever.
I feel more of the opposite way when it comes to Colosseum, because in XD you got the whole purification chamber, while in Colosseum, using them in battle is pretty much the best way you got to purify. At least until we get to a certain point in this game, where we'll obtain an item and a method that will make purification a bit easier.
The reasoning behind my having a rotating team in XD is because it's because as a kid for the life of me I could not figure out how to work the purification machine, so I just never ended up using it, and I purified them all manually.
Oh.
So that's my problem.
That would explain it. There was something I was gonna say afterwards. Trying to remember what it was, but it couldn't have been that important.
Okay. What's not important is best left forgotten. Quote of the day.
So, what's up with the battle going on at this particular moment? Yeah, I can't believe that we pretty much already got Umbreon's strongest stab move. Unrelated, but keeping the conversation going.
Yeah, Umbreon's sort of hard to raise in this specific game.
Yeah, I mean, I like Umbreon too much not to use him, even over Espeon.
Yeah, I just like keeping the 2 starter Pokemon. Like, if he wasn't a starter Pokemon, then I wouldn't have, well, for this game I mean, then I wouldn't have had him on my team, but I just feel obligated to always have a starter Pokemon on my team.
Yeah.
Spheal, that's one of my favorite Pokemon ever just because it's hilarious looking.
Yeah, who doesn't love a giant ball of fat?
It's amazing. It's like just a ball. He looks so happy.
Yeah, he is so happy.
You're attacking him. It's not nice. And Snowrun, he has like the happy dance in the anime.
It's like so happy and just waddles around like a happy bouncy ball.
They should make a Spheal bouncy ball.
They must have. Someone's gotta have done it.
I wish this was the Pokemon world where like every piece of merchandise was Pokemon related.
Yeah, they don't think too much about the Pokemon world. Like, makes you wonder how they actually market it. I mean, like, if I recall, in, like, the Ruby and Sapphire Emerald, I could have sworn it was, like, a trainer or two that had, like... For some reason, I'm thinking the floaty that the kids have is, like, a Pokemon. I don't know why. But I could have sworn, like, someone has the merchandise, like a Pokemon toy or a Pokemon object.
Yeah, like the merchandise in Emerald that you could buy and like put in your secret bases and stuff.
Yeah, I mean beyond dolls and that.
We got a revive. On a side note.
Yay! That should be useful, especially since I spend a lot of item spamming. I don't know, I kinda got a hard time about that, and I was considering laying off the items, but there's definitely no going back from how much I'll be item spamming in the future. Granted, I feel like I have excuses, as the viewers will see in the next episode.
I never understand why people like say that they should not try to use items in battles. Like, you got them for a reason and you had the money to buy it for a reason, and it's in the game, so why should you feel obligated to not use them?
Just a whole, the game is too easy, you're cheating. If it's too easy, then you're cheating sort of ideal, cheating. I suppose.
I don't know. People are crazy.
I don't know. Yeah, some people just think that if you're making it too easy on yourself, you're cheating.
If you're using a Game Shark or Action Replay, then you're cheating. You're not cheating if you're using stuff that they give you in the game to use in these specific times.
Yeah, mindset. Trying to... That thing I was thinking of almost came back, but I can't just quite recall it.
It's coming back! It must be super important.
Oh yeah, this lady has a very special gimmick. I'm not sure if we were paying enough attention to the video, but I believe her team just focuses around dancing. Like her first Pokemon did Sword Dance, this Aj does Pale Dance.
And it's sort of dancing its animation right now.
I keep pausing because I keep wanting to remember what that was. I'm not sure.
Remember. Did you remember?
No, but I think for some reason I feel if I go over the party members I will. Like I'm currently planning on using Umbreon most of the time, and then there was the starter that I picked up, which was Quilava. I don't know if I actually used it yet in this video. And then I got a Skip Bloom as pretty much for the purpose of putting things to sleep. Though I think what I remember was that the way I did in XD was I had a full team, but I would just replace a party member or two with a shadow Pokemon every now and then based on their types. Like I would replace my fire member with a shadow fire type.
Yeah, it makes sense since I guess you'd be... Yeah, I don't know what to say, I'm just saying yes.
Yeah, I'm just glad I was actually able to remember that, because I'm pretty sure that's what I've been trying to remember this whole video.
I'm trying to remember your team from XD. It was like one of my favorite Let's Plays back in the day, but I'm trying to remember the team right now.
Well, I'm pretty sure you remember Cotton Falcon.
Yes, Cotton Falcon, and you can never forget him.
Yeah, I think I got a little carried away, because, like, I was torn with how much I wanted to actually go into the whole Cotton Falcon joke versus being legitimate playthrough, which is kind of what one of the most recent complaints I got was someone wasn't happy that I used to revive and then faked it with Cotton Falcon coming back, but it's just doing for the fun of the joke.
People complain about everything. I wouldn't have been surprised if someone complained to you saying, "Why is it named Cotton Falcon if it doesn't have cotton on it anymore as an Ampharos?"
Trying Cotton Guard, I'm surprised it doesn't really get those moves in third gen, because
it's not cotton, it's wool.
It actually has a move called Cotton Guard in like 4th gen, and I used it a little bit in the lower tier competitive battles, at least the ones where the Ampharos shine the most, and it actually worked pretty well with Cotton Guard. Though that actually completes Pyrite Tower already.
We're on top of the world! We've just captured the shooter, go inside the building, provide assistance!
And that's what we shall do in the next episode. Ooh, mysterious eeriness here. So this has been Jackie K.
And Midnight and Beyond.
And I'll see you in the next episode.
And I won't.
Maybe, we'll see. See y'all then.
Good night.